everybody. I put on Facebook a couple days ago that I was going to start doing some videos about gardening. And so I've been putting it off, honestly, because I've been a little low, I don't know if depressed is the right word, but just haven't found any oomph. And I'm kind of, I don't know. This coronavirus is really, I was fine for a while and then I wasn't. So, but I feel today that I should just start, and whether I'm good at making videos or not, I figured, you know what, I would just talk to you guys like you're sitting around my kitchen table and we can get started. I'd rather just do it and get started and you guys benefit from it than me not doing them. So here I am. I wanted to explain a little bit why I started gardening. After graduation from high school, I just traveled around. I was a nomad for a very long time. By the time I graduated, by the time I got married, I had moved to 22 different places. And so I was constantly just putting stuff in my car and traveling to a new place, and I didn't have much stability. And so I wanted two things in my life. I wanted, and they symbolize stability. It was a headboard and a garden, because those were two things that you couldn't just throw in your car and take with you. And so a headboard was too big, and I just lived with a mattress for a long time. And then gardening was literally roots in the ground. And so I got married, and we moved 3 times even when we first got married. But as soon as we bought a house, I said, you know what, I don't know how long we're going to be here, but I'm going to start a garden. And so that's what I did. And I didn't know anything about gardening. And so I started getting gardening books. And one book in particular, it was called The Square Foot Garden, Square Foot Gardening, something like that, with Mel, wrote his name down, Mel somebody, Mel Bartholomew. He wrote it. It's a really, really good book. And it kind of just helps you figure out like the basics of it. And so that's why I started gardening. But I found that I really, really enjoyed it. And it kind of stirred in me a desire to almost like become a farmer. And so I've really thrown myself into it. We got chickens for a while. I've really wanted to go off the deep end, but my husband keeps telling me that we live in a neighborhood and and we have a homeowners association, and I don't actually live on a farm, and I'm not actually a farmer, and that we have 4 kids, and that I need to do other things other than garden. And so I have had to scale back, but I do love gardening, and it is very therapeutic for me. I get to go outside, and I get to dig, and I get to exert energy. And also bugs come along, and I get to squash them, and I get to just, I don't know, there's just something about wearing yourself out gardening and having dirt under your fingernails and sweat from your brow that really, I don't know, I just really enjoy it. So anyway, I am not the best gardener in the world. I am sure that there are many people who are going to watch this who are far better at it than I am. But I enjoy it, and I will share with you what I know. The other thing is that every gardener is a little bit different. If I say this is the one way that you need to plant a tomato and to grow tomatoes, there will be somebody else that will say, no, that's not the way to plant a tomato. I do it this way. And then I feel like every gardener has different ways to plant even the same fruits and vegetables. So I recommend getting a little journal and writing in it what you did, and then what worked, what didn't work, maybe the pests that you encountered, what worked to get rid of those pests, and then use Pinterest and all sorts of other online tools to help you. You are going to mess up. You just will. you will, even if you made the most perfect soil and you had the perfect sun and the perfect rain, something is going to happen. Either squirrels or deer or insects, bad insects are going to come, or maybe a mildew or some type of something is going to come. It just is. And so if you just keep a log, keep your little journal, it can be exciting. You can draw little pictures if you enjoy doing that. I could show you mine, but I won't. Anyway, just keep a journal.